Like, if you ever go on vacation where there's a lot of Euro types there, there's a lot of BO. Like, they don't take that as seriously as
everybody.
I agree with you there.
They do.
Right?
They do.
I mean, you go to, like, some resort and there's a lot of Euros. Even the olds got the Speedo crackage happening and a stank.
You want a hot take?
Yeah.
I don't wear deodorant, never get BO.
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
Exactly.
You're not a man.
Well,
That's a gross
wait.
I'm kind of intrigued.
I have to use a whole thing of BO.
Nope.
No, deodorant, and I still have BO. What?
I believe that using deodorant and all those scents and everything, it actually causes BO.
Get in here. Let Jimmy smell you real quick.
You want to?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't.
Jimmy, smell him. Jimmy,
Seth?
smell him real quick.
I'll tell you this.
All right, come in.
Yeah.
Come in and let Seth
Let me smell you. Seth,
smell
him.
him. Smell. Come in and Seth.
No, there's a reason I don't go in that studio anymore when I edit my work.
I think you're
of
fresh,
BO?
eh?
Yeah, fresh.
Yeah, he lives in there, so
Au natural.
I can't go in there at 10:05 with
do you
that
think he
lingering
has
stench.
BO?
Yeah, and I think it's from
So
him.
your whole point was just
Wow.
so you do have
These are
BO.
lies. This is a kid. He is pulling a game right out of cat right now. Where
Yeah, he is.
He is saying
No,
something that
on
is
his own. He said he doesn't go in that part of the studio
Is it stank in there?
because of your stank.
Yeah.
No BO. That's a hot take, dude.
Dude, I was playing golf one time with my cousin. I told him that, and it was a hot day. We were playing, and he was like, "Well, this would be the test. I mean, it's 100 degrees. You would, stink right now." He gave it the test. Nothing.
What about your feet and crotch and stuff like that? No sweaty.
Specifically your crotch. Let's talk about that.
Seth, smell his crotch real quick.
Yeah.
Seth, get in there.
Get in there.
Who doesn't use a little Gold Bond? Okay,
I don't.
at all?
No.
Wow.
I dump
to.
baby powder
Baby
down
powder.
there. See you later.
All that.
I make
I'll be
a
honest
For
with
any
you,
chafing.
Some of that powder could go in the outdoor
I don't even care.
and cause. I've read that.
Don't even care.
That powder can get into the business
I think
and
the powder
create problems.
can be a carcinogen, actually, baby powder specifically. But you know what? Something's got to kill you.
But here's
Yeah,
the
right.
here's some. Now I believe Seth was actually telling the truth
This is Nate.
when he said no. I'm
That's
saying
Nate
I
Lucas.
believe Seth was telling the truth when he said,
Of course
he
you do.
doesn't go in there
Yeah.
because there's a bit of a stank. But Nate, is it possible that after a while we kind of build up an immunity to our own stink,
Could be.
and that you think you don't have BO, but others around you think you might have BO?
Give it a rip.
That's it. Get in here real quick. I'll smell you. I don't
All
give a
right.
damn. Get in here. Get in here now.
Can I give a hot take?
This is starting to piss me
Well,
off.
can we at least do our experiment?
While he's
This
Go
is
ahead.
science.
Get in here.
This is science.
Bend over real quick. He's fresh as a daisy.
but it
What
is.
is
Hold on.
going on here?
But it's morning. He's showered.
Here, let me do it again.
It's not hot out right now.
What is going on? Fresh as a daisy.
Good for you, Nate.
Now smell me real quick. No, you don't have to. Just save it.
But also, Cam, and you'll admit this, Cam sweats a lot.
Oh,
Nate probably doesn't.
look at this. Now I had 15 energy drinks. That doesn't help. But look at that. Somebody chimed in. Gino goes, "Who's the kid in the studio that hasn't hit puberty yet?" That's probably Seth.
Seth's
He's
got
not
a
a
full
kid.
beard. He's like 30. How
But
old
then
are you,
it's
Seth?
Nate.
Seth, what are you, 27?
Yes.
Nate, how old are you? Like 31?
31.
How about that?
He's talking about the kid
Is he
that says
me?
he doesn't smell.
Yeah, that could
It's
be
definitely Nate.
That's
That's true.
He doesn't smell. That's crazy. Good for you.
Thank
Good
you.
for you.
I have a hot take
Yeah.
about smell and deodorant. There are times, this is more pre-COVID. You're at Busch Stadium. There's a big media scrum. It's July. It's August. Dog days. You're on the field potentially for a manager interview, for a player interview. More so manager, though, when everybody's there. Now, a lot of times those are in the dugout. But if they're not, if they're on the field and everybody's close together, it's July and August. I just sometimes start to just kind of go, and I think to myself, collectively, media horde, you need to be better.
I
You
agree.
need to be better as a team
That's
in
why.
terms of hygiene.
Man.
Am I wrong on that?
No.
No.
I know
No.
it's difficult.
That would have
because,
been me.
look,
You'd have been smelling me.
It is 100. It's 100. And it's hot. But
Some
I
of
think-
us are in suits.
Okay, but guess what? Cam does this. Cam always has a big bag. He's got deodorant in there. If you're at Busch Stadium for 8 hours,
Wet naps.
you probably have to reapply a couple times. and you probably need some of those dude wipes situations, you need to take care of yourself. That's all I'm saying.
Dude wipe?
Charlie is right.
A dude wipe is really just a baby wipe.
You wipe things down and you smell a little bit more. You smell like Nate Fresh.
I like that. I do like that.
Yeah, that's what truckers do.
I don't reapply. Like, and here's the other thing I do. Like, I even before, first of all, I would never come into this studio without showering first. Now, I'm not judging others, but that's what I do for the team.
That's what I do, too.
Because when I sleep, that's when I sweat and stank. That's why I don't sleep in the nude.
When you sleep, you sweat?
Yeah,
I do, too.
Yeah. Yeah, and so when I come in, like when I wake up in the morning, it's like I just ran 8 miles.
So is there a pool of sweat on your bed?
No, but my underarms.
Can you take a picture of it?
Mine is.
You know what I mean? Like,
can you take a picture of the pool?
Yeah.
Just one more.
Can you film yourself sleeping?
But sure. But out of respect to y'all, I jump in the shower, even if it's 5 minutes, just to rinse off. And then here's what I do for me. I don't even know if you could smell it, but I always put a little cologne on. Like, can you smell my cologne?
No, which is
it
a good
Curve?
thing.
Yeah.
It's the right amount.
Remember Curve cologne back in the day? That was sexy.
This is high karate, it's called.
Yeah.
No one
I don't
remembers
wear
that
cologne
because you're
anymore.
all younger than me.
I am very, what's the word? God, what is the, around people, what's the word that you're kind of like,
Self-conscious?
Self-conscious around so many people, especially when
Why?
because I sweat like crazy. I'm the opposite of Nate. I've been through puberty. I'm a man, damn it.
May I say something? So Cam and I, over the course of the last 2-3 years, we've done a lot of different little video stories for different sponsors, putting stuff out there, YouTube and whatnot. And because if I am the photographer in this video, my job is also to make my subject look as good as possible.
Yeah.
Hold on.
And
good for you.
so
I'm the
when
subject.
I'm taking these pictures, I'm conscious of Cam's pit stains and trying to make sure we shoot it as best possible to not accentuate them.
You got to be like Spielberg, man. It's crazy.
And you know where you get that from, because as a guy who's been on camera, and tell me you haven't done that, you do a stand-up, you finally knock it out, and like one piece of hair is here, or you got something on your face, or you've forgotten you put your credential on around your neck, and deep down you're like, I'm blaming the camera guy for not telling me.
Can I say one
and
other
I know
thing?
you do.
100%.
Yeah.
Just another not pet peeve, self-conscious. Bugs in your nose. I mean, before you go on camera, do you go to someone like, hey, check it out, am I good? Am I good? You ever do that too? Because that could, look, you could have the best State of the Union address. You can be JFK. You could do, listen, but you have a little bug in your nose or a little, like a saliva on the side of your mouth.
Oh, yeah.
All right, anything. No one gives a damn what you say. It's all about the optics of that little thing on your face.
See, our camera guys at Bally's are really good, and they'll let you know. But one
Give this man a water. You good?
One of the things, though, that helps, when you're not that handsome to begin with,
You are.
you're not going to be judged so, like they're not looking that close at you. So it kind of takes some of the pressure off.
I will say, this is a PSA for
I'm an
people
old
out
guy.
there. When I'm interviewing someone or potentially shooting the camera and I see this, I want to stop the interview and help this person.
That's right.
Older men, this happens. They don't take care of their nose hair. They don't take care of their ear hair.
Eyebrow hair, too.
Yeah, get your bushy eyebrows in check. And then what you mentioned is sometimes people get that film.
Yes.
It's the white film on the side of their mouth.
And
the
it goes up
corners.
and down sometimes.
And if you're looking at somebody being interviewed, if that film is there, the viewer cannot look at anything else.
Anything else,
There
Charlie.
is nothing else they will see or hear than the film on your mouth.
You could tell people to go F themselves, and they won't even care because they're like, you have a little bit of something on you, and that's all I could focus on.
What do you got for your ear hair situation?
My ear hair is okay, but whenever I shave and I go, me, I'll go I'm like, Kate, get that mug. Kate, and she'll get like a little bit of that. My nose hair grows fast. I get that, trim that bad boy up. And Dad, if you're listening, I tell him once in a while, but he just brushes me off. He's like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm just saying, when you get older, it grows a lot faster.
But do you get ear hair, like, growing out of your ears, not just
a little white ones here and there. And
I got to shave those.
Yeah, you just trim them. No big deal.
Like, when do you start having to shave your ears? Like,
That's bad.
That's the bad part of old age.
It is.
It's
You guys will say I'm making this political, but I'm not. Do you remember, I believe it was the debates, probably 2015, maybe 2016. Do you remember the debates
Fly?
where...
Why do you hate America?
I love America. There was the fly. Who was the fly on?
Mike Pence.
Pence. Okay, that's not what I was
And
thinking
it's funny you say that because I remember nothing about his speech or his debate, but other than that fly being on his head.
So that's what I was getting at, is you don't remember what the person was saying. I forgot about the fly. There was a debate where Ted Cruz had like a white thing on his lip. I don't remember what it was. But the next day, there's Twitter accounts. Ted Cruz's white thing. I mean, no one focused on any word that man said. I don't care if you like him or dislike him.
Right.
Nobody focused on his message for probably an hour and a half debate. Everybody the next day was talking about the white residue that came out of his mouth and was sitting on his lip.
Who was the other candidate? Marco Rubio. Rubio gave the Republican response.
With the water.
Yeah, and he was like, it was really bad.
It was.
Little things like that could just you could, again, the best speech in the world just does not. So before I do anything, I'm always like touching my face and like, am I good? Am I good? And that looks like you're a crackhead as it is. So it's just a lose-lose situation.
Well, you got Charlie looking out for you because Charlie's been there. So Charlie's going to make sure you don't have, the pirate ship with the bug hanging.
Well, yeah, and that's happened to me before. And then I look at the dude at the camera. I go, why wouldn't you tell me that? He's like, what? No,
because they might not notice, and it's part of it. When you can't get mad at a camera guy, you are kind of like,
but that's
why
their
didn't you tell me this?
Thank you.
And they're like,
thank you, Charlie.
I love all the photographers listening.
Hey, how about wiping?
No, I'm calling them out.
How about wiping your own nose, superstar?
Well,
you know what I mean?
Well, you gotta, because there's no camera or there's no mirror.
Nate, from just your layman's perspective, right? You're a big, marvelous star like Charlie Marlowe, right?
Yeah.
And you're doing a stand-up for a very important story about Fenton North. And you had your shirt collar is like sticking up.
Yes.
Okay, and your camera guy just trying to shoot it, get done with the prima donna, go back to the station, maybe get a sandwich. And then when Charlie gets back and he looks at the video, he sees one piece of his collar sticking up, and he's all over you. Is that the camera guy's fault, or is that Charlie's fault?
Yeah, it's the camera guy's fault.
Thank you.
And you know what? The same thing goes if you got a little barbecue sauce on your face. Tell the guy. You got a booger up top. Get it. Tell the guy. Your fly down. Tell the guy. You're helping a brother out.
Dude.
And by the way,
fly down.
It's a team situation.
I got a problem with that, by the way.
Yeah.
It's both folks' fault, right? The goal of a TV segment, whether it's the on-air person, the photographer, the producer, the goal is for the whole segment to look as good as possible. So it's everyone's fault if it doesn't.
That's why I think television kind of jumped the shark when they started doing away with camera guys. Not just because they can tell you if you got a booger on your nose or a hair, sticking out of your ear. That's a different thing. But they're usually very good. Like our guys, honestly, at Bally's are unbelievable. Our editors are unbelievable, and that helps you tell a story better and makes for a better product.
Hear. I agree. Want to tell folks also about one of our fine sponsors here, Enterprise Contracting, your locally owned and operated storm damage insurance claims specialist in. We're talking roofing, siding, and gutter replacement and repair. They can help evaluate your home for storm damage from hail and wind. That it's coming in St. Louis. It's always here, especially once or twice a year you get that big hailstorm. You need it around these pats, okay? So, not looking to go through the insurance claim process, Enterprise Contracting can help you get financed for your exterior replacement project. Upgrading your exteriors. It will help your home's value and resale value if you're considering selling your house during these current record high home values. Going back to last July, market's still really hot, and the second this weather gets better and the spring hits, those values are going to skyrocket once again. So give the pros at Enterprise Contracting a call and inquire about their free storm damage evaluation, or ask them about their ongoing seasonal promotions. Just mention Hot Take Central on 590 The Fan and receive major savings. Go see Connor Lee or call 314-455-5000. That is 314-455-5000. Go see Connor Lee. Reference 590 The Fan, Hot Take Central. It is Enterprise Contracting.
Gino chimes in and goes, Cam, what do you do for that growing forehead? Well, that wasn't very nice.
It's insensitive.
Did somebody laugh back there?
I'm sorry.
Somebody also chimed in and goes, guys, Nate is a reptile. Watch his tongue. The hell is that supposed to mean, Bo
He doesn't
Weevil?
sweat. Reptiles don't sweat.
It doesn't look
You got a
abnormally
long tongue? Oh
long
my
like
God,
Gene
dude.
Simmons.
You don't smell bad. You got a long tongue. What else you got going? Jeez Louise. Good for you. Good for you.
Man's got to eat, right?
Man's got to eat.
You are what you eat.
Hey, real quick, I guess we got a little bit of time here before we go to break, but, David Perron got... the Blues are in a weird spot now. Look, you got Schinner, Colin Parayko, and David Perron out again. How many times did Perron get COVID? 10 now?
And
10 times?
Are you serious?
Oh, it's like 4.
He's been on the list. That doesn't mean it means you test positive. It doesn't mean you're feeling effects of anything.
But hold on, he did have it.
He had it
playoffs,
bad, yeah.
because he said that in his comments once the series was over. He said, "Look, I had it. I had a couple things here and there. I'm paraphrasing, but he said he had played through worse. This is going back to when he missed the playoffs.
Yeah. So he's had it multiple times, and it's just now you get I know they don't play tonight; they play tomorrow night, but God, just having once Colton Parayko's out of the lineup, that's you messing with the D now. It's like, okay, he's out. He's got to kind of regroup. That's gonna be pretty tough. But God, it's just COVID, man. I don't know.
I honestly think where we are right now with the virus, if you just took there's a room of 20 people.
Oh yeah.
10 are going to be positive. They might not even know it, right? They're not going to get tested because they feel fine.
Yep.
And right now I got some in my throat. I feel fine otherwise. Should I go get tested?
That's Omicron.
I don't know. No, I don't know. Yeah.
It's a throat-based virus.
Right? I don't.
Anything, though. Every time you have anything wrong with you, you think of the big picture. Is it something?
And they just came out. It was kind of controversial. Someone from the CDC in an interview that was edited or something, she said, but 70% of the people that had died had at least 4 comorbidities. And then it came out that she wasn't talking about of all the people that unfortunately passed. Yeah. It was in this study, a specific study that didn't have.
Yeah, it's just.
So I don't get it. What are you saying?
So, they are now kind of revealing, at least to a certain extent, that the people that get it more seriously have other issues, underlying issue. So it's not
that's not new.
It's not. Well,
that was being talked about a year ago.
No, but now they just, you can Google it.
But that comorbidities thing first came out, they didn't have 2020.
Actually, they don't even today have that data about how many people that died. The head of the CDC, I think it is, was on ABC, and she gave a number, but it was a taped interview, and apparently they edited out part that she was talking about a specific study. In this specific study, of 1,100 people or whatever, 70% had comorbidities that were hit with it severely. Yeah, everyone knows that extra weight, or if you had some sort of existing condition, can make it worse. The question is, are you struggling health-wise because of COVID, or do you have COVID and then you're struggling with these others?
And I'm not. We're agreeing. My only point is that has been talked about going back. There's an article right here I'm looking at from June of 2020. So that's about 3-4 months.
But did it have data?
It's saying the most common comorbidities found were obesity, hypertension, and diabetes.
No, of percentage of people that have.
Yes,
all right.
It just says a total of 180 patients. Of the 180 patients, 94.4% aged 65 years and older had at least one comorbidity. This is in 2020.
So Google ABC for.
No, I believe
that's
you.
why it got more attention.
Right, I'm just saying. That I do think we've known that for a long time. That clearly, if you're older, if you're obese, diabetes.
No, but my point really is that if I go in because I want to get some for my throat, clear my throat or whatever, and I have I think a lot of people have COVID that don't even know it and they're not going to get tested because they feel fine.
Or they just go get tested without feeling anything and they have it and they're like, oh boy,
Right.
Look at the lines. What people are waiting in line miles to get a test. Is it because they're trying to get back to work? Do they have to get tested? Do they feel weird? But if you feel weird, you have
because,
it.
I think people want to get tested, maybe so they can go to work, or maybe They want to know if they have to quarantine from family members. There's a lot of reasons to get tested.
Sometimes you have to get tested, though, based on your workplace and how they handle it. So when I got, and I felt really bad about this, by the way. When I got COVID, so Fox 2 made me go through, or, it's part of the protocol, to go through contact tracing. And so I'm thinking back because I think I worked probably 2 to 3 days, but I wasn't really that close to anybody. But you're close enough because even on the anchor desk. So I had to write down, and I didn't think it was that big of a deal, so I was honest, and I wrote down a bunch of people. Well, they all, I believe, had to get tested because they were contacted.
Now, do they have tests at Fox 2? You have to go get it on your own.
At the time, I know folks went and got them on their own, but that's another issue because
Can't get them now.
Cam and I, when we got COVID, which was right before Thanksgiving, and I remember a bunch of people in the office here at 590 tested, and Dave Zobers told me, or you did, whoever, said, hey, go to that CVS on Manchester. I went in there. There were several boxes.
Tons. I
think we bought maybe 2 or 3 of them, but there were several boxes. Now, getting the tests is very difficult. I believe on Amazon, they're even limiting you to how many you can get. And you talk about those lines. I always gauge COVID and how it's going as I'm driving to take my daughter to school there, Big Bend. There's that facility that's right there on Lindbergh and Big Bend. And that line was freaking out.
I know, dude.
The whole parking lot all the way down to Vianney.
Yep.
Like the back alley. This is in the last week or so.
If you didn't have COVID, you're certainly going to get COVID waiting in that line, too. Jobu chimes in and goes, guys, why are the healthiest athletes on earth getting COVID while all vaxxed? Also, good thing doctors and nurses can work with COVID if you have the vax, but then get fired for not having the vax. What an ass-backwards society we live in.
Hey, just to be clear on that, data from Rochelle Walensky, who's the CDC director, it's 75% of all deaths with COVID had at least on average 4 comorbidities.
But
and then if you drop that to 3 comorbidities, it's 94% of all COVID
But my
deaths.
point was about that. I had said serious.
Yeah.
I didn't say it was death, so I'm and I
so
wasn't
leave
trying,
now.
But what I was focusing on is at first it was reported as all deaths in the United States.
Right.
She was discussing a specific study where the number and the sample size was much smaller. That was the controversy, as I understand.
All right, we're gonna go to break. There's this. I'm looking at the notes that Natey, Fresh Nate. That's the new nickname, Fresh Nate. Jersey students are charged in serious hazing incidents while at the Wall Township in high school in Jersey. The crimes involve football team members leading to cancellation of the school's football team. What were they doing? Oh, they took this kid, just torturing him. And okay, I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'll do it when we come back here because you got to get to a live read too. But my point is the hazing thing. All you parents out there with kids, I'm going to give you my take on hazing and how much I effing hate it.
Is it a hot take?
Probably lukewarm.
I'm going to be pro-hazing then.
But you know what I mean, though. Like, I cannot stand hazing, and I'll explain my thought process on it.
Charlie is pro-hazing.
He is very much pro-hazing.
For the segment, I'm going to be to create an
argument
want. That we can tweet out. I had to say, when I was home for Christmas in the beautiful glass city of Toledo, Ohio, I enjoyed the fact that we got a couple inches there of some nice packing snow, have a little snowball fight, and enjoy it with the kids, but it wasn't overwhelming.
You love Toledo.
I like Toledo. Like you love Nyack.
He likes Olive Garden.
What do you got? Klingers from Toledo.
Klinger.
Right?
Jamie
Farr.
Sure.
Is that the most famous person from Toledo?
Let's see. Gloria Steinem. I know you love her.
She's a feminist.
She's a feminist.
Nationally known.
Maybe the most famous feminist.
I would say
going
probably.
back.
I love feminists.
50 years-ish.
All right, so you got Steinem and Farr.
Urban Meyer and Jim Harbaugh were both born in Toledo.
Who was more creepy, Urban Meyer or Kodiak Black?
I think Urban's creepier. Is it Kodak or Kodiak?
I'm calling him Kodiak.
Okay. Well, is
I
he
used to
creepy?
chew Kodiak wintergreen.
The thing with Kodak Black is I feel like that woman was down with what was going on at the hockey game.
Yeah.
Whereas Urban, plus when you're way older, you're at the bar, whatever Urban was doing downtown with the hands, he's just a creepy old man with a young woman who probably was also grinding there, too.
Girl was kind of cute.
She was.
Cuter than the long-nailed
old
girl.
guys should stay in their lane. I'm an old guy.
Agreed.
Right?
Yeah, I agree with you, man. It is weird. Very bizarre. Geez, Cam, why do you hate snowplow drivers? Shake my head. I don't hate them. I told you I want snow. I want snow. I want them to go cruise around and make that white gold coming around, baby. Make some good money.
I'd rather have the snow during, and this is just for me, like during the week, because when I come into radio, no one's on the road. I could have a little fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I get you on that.
You know, so, but I'm not getting up early on the weekend, so I don't want it then.
Gino Chumston goes, I am depressed looking at my Lake Ice Dover. Ice Dover? Learn how to type. I'm looking at my Lake Ice Dover in Innsbruck. Keep your damn snow away. Jesus, Gino, quit confusing me.
No, he's in Dover, Delaware.
Oh.
Great city.
Hi, I'm in Delaware. Can we get some country music intro, please? Nothing gets the juices flowing like country music. That's a lie. 618.
Somebody also saying, Jobu's Rum. Guys, isn't Katie Holmes from Toledo, Ohio? But because Kat isn't old. Now, you know who Katie Holmes is, Kat?
Yeah.
She was on Dawson's Creek. But don't you think still that Jamie Farr is a bigger star than Katie Holmes, even though they're different generations?
No.
You don't
Katie
think so?
Holmes is bigger.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Yeah, she married
But
Tom
hold on.
Cruise, didn't she?
Okay, that's true. But MASH.
Maybe with the olds.
MASH was the show.
Overall, that was, but a lot of time has passed since then.
That's true. All right.
Let me get into this. This just pisses me off. And you know what, Jimmy?
Yeah.
And Charlie. Little Tyler, playing sports, getting competitive sports, traveling all the time, getting a little bit older. If this crap happened to him, you lose your mind, Jimmy. You would lose your mind. Charlie's not there yet because his kids aren't, but you know what I'm talking about with this. So anyway, in Jersey, several New Jersey students are charged with serious hazing incidents at the Wall Township High School. The alleged crimes involve football team members leading to cancellation of the school's football season last fall in the middle of the playoffs. New Jersey Advanced Media viewed multiple videos of a locker room assault, including one in which it says 4 teens held a victim's legs in the air, and a fifth player appears to poke him in the buttocks with a broom handle.
Oh, my God.
The Mammoth County prosecutor has charged the undisclosed number of students with sexual contact, attempt criminal sexual contact, and false imprisonment and harassment. Those are big dog false imprisonment, meaning you tie a kid up, you're tying kids up, you get them buck naked, you're spreading their legs, and you're taking, are you out of your mind? Oh my God, I've never had that happen to me. If guys, like, we torture, if you want to belittle guys here and there, that's bad in itself. But chirping guys in the locker room, chirping the young kids, making them go and pick up stuff, get the sticks ready, help out the trainers, that kind of stuff, fine. You know, you have them all sitting in the back of the bus, whatever the case is, that's fine. But this weird-ass stuff,
That's
weird,
not
you
hazing.
weirdo, it's not.
It's
not hazing.
It's torture.
It's not hazing.
But this happens.
And like you said, I mean, I was in a fraternity in college where the hazing really was about making them drink some shots.
Go talk to those girls.
Yeah. That's what it. At some point, like, as a human being, you would hope someone in the group would say, "What are we doing?" That's all. I mean, it's not hazing. It's not a. I mean, that's an assault. They should do. I mean, that. Yeah, I don't even.
Like, even as a kid, like, that thought never crossed your mind. Even playing AAA, going to juniors, being a young kid in juniors, always. I was 15, 16 years old playing with 21-year-olds. That never even, no one even, now they're like, Cam, go talk to that girl. Okie dokie. Cam, can you grab that? Yeah, I will. But I've never had that. I've never seen that before. Now, it does happen. It has happened in hockey, and it has happened in other sports. But the sexual weird thing, like, what goes through your head to even think to do that to somebody? It is beyond belief. I don't know where the coaches are in this whole thing, but I don't know, man. That stuff does still happen, but it needs to be called out when necessary. And I'm glad that you brought that up, Nate, fresh Nate. But it's out of control, and it definitely needs to stop. Definitely needs to stop. That's so bizarre. And if you're a parent, you see your kids kind of doing that kind of stuff, man, you got to put your foot down on that weird crap. It's weird. Now, man, those are hardcore charges, dude. As they should.
They should be.
As they should be.
But you mentioned coaches and parents.
Down, you psychos.
I mean, clearly, adults don't know about this. No adults. I don't care if you're the most evil person on earth.
Well, where's this happening at, dude? Did they say it's in a locker room, or is it on the road somewhere? Like, how does a coach not? Man, you hear about it. The coach knows a little bit about everything, dude. Like, they're there. Look, even when you're on the road, Jimmy, you know this too. Well, both of you guys obviously know. Like, the coach hears everything. He might be in the other room, but he listens to everything. He knows what's going down. He hears it. You're on the road. They know they're not stupid. They're not like, oh, I wonder what the boys do. No, they know.
But they don't know specifically this.
They know something's going down.
Dude, adults know nowadays, if you're the coach and this happens, even if I say on your watch, obviously he wasn't watching, but under your supervision, you're probably also potentially liable for people coming after you.
Yes. Right.
So you're not
Damn
letting
right.
this happen. I promise you.
Yes.
Now maybe this coaching staff did not do a good job of supervising, clearly, but you don't know this is happening.
Or creating an environment that would not foster this sort of thing.
Yep, exactly. Like, you need to, as a coach, like, this is completely unacceptable. We don't pull this crap. If there's any little take on any kind of hazing, I'm putting my foot down as a coach. I'm calling your ass out. The leaders of this team, where are my leaders at? How can you let this go on?
I'm assuming the leaders had a hand in this,
that's what I'm saying.
Which is telling you,
well, that goes
you had a very, very bad situation.
Oh man. So anyway, the crap still happens. Couple other things here too, by the way. Is Evander Kane going to the Oilers? Would you guys touch him with a 10-foot pole?
Evander can't.
Like it's not even about the vaccination. It's everything else.
Yeah,
I wouldn't touch him.
I wouldn't touch him. But I mean, he's got talent.
Is he still good?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 28 years old.
He's good.
Dang, I thought he was older
really?
than that.
I think he's maybe 30.
He came up young. You know, the thing is, I was a huge
18.
fan of him. He could scrap.
Well, yeah, he knocks some guys out, dude. But he's just a disaster in every way possible. And the Oilers are a disaster, too. They're losing games left and right. They don't know what the hell to do. Their goalie situation's messed up. Kenny Allen has to come out and say, we got to build from within, da-da-da. Now they're talking about signing Evander Kane. I don't know. I just don't know, man. There's one, and I'll say this again, you guys know as well. It could be one guy. You could have a solid team. One guy can go in there and F everything up. One guy can create cancer in that locker room.
Yeah, and
it's
also,
just not worth it.
A guy with talent can suddenly find a way to turn the page based on the guys around him. The Cardinals have done that with guys who have a bad reputation but felt like around their clubhouse he could be put on the straight and narrow.
You know, and
then you're getting a guy with a super upside talent-wise
for cheap
because you know your guys can police him.
Well, here's the thing with the Oilers. Like, their leadership group isn't, like, they got Connor McDavid, who's still young. They haven't won a damn thing. They don't have they're a bunch of young kids. So I don't think it's a great fit. And again, you could have the best fit possible if you can't control a guy. Like, it's not like Evander Kane just messed up one time. Like, this is just an ongoing thing. Like, if you talk to the guys in the league, like, how's Evander Kane? You know how we always say, Charlie, if you ask somebody if they're a good guy in hockey, they better be like, oh, he's the best. But if they're like, yeah, he's a good guy, there's something to it. But if you ask anybody about Evander Kane, they're kind of like, yeah, I don't know. I just don't know.
It just seems with him, I'm clearly not in it like you are, but I hear too much about him.
Exactly.
And I always say this. Do I know everything that's going on? No. I usually...
Still like you.
Thank you. The way I go about it, though, I usually offer folks the benefit of the doubt the first time around, unless it's just something absolutely egregious and the evidence is overwhelming. I've heard too much from Evander Kane to give him the benefit of the doubt. Right?
Way too much.
Way too much. Whether it's whatever's going on and it's his personal business, but we hear about things with he and either his ex-wife or whoever he was dating, with the gambling. There's just always a lot going on.
Baby mamas he's paying
all
off,
that.
And they're suing him because he told them he'd give him a couple million to get an abortion, and now he's not paying them. Just crazy ass stuff. It's just not worth it bringing in your locker. It's just really, really not. We do got Chris Bryant coming on at 9:30. Got a lot of questions for him. He's getting the jersey retired, rightfully so. People are always asking, who's next? Who's next?
I love it.
Right now, no one's next. Right now, somebody needs to prove themselves to be next, in my opinion. Right?
I think you're next. I think you're next, Cam.
I think you're right on that. And first off, I got to tell Colin Prego to wear number 56. Okay. Yeah. 55 is going to get retired. So the point is, who would be next?
Let me ask you this.
What?
So I should know this, and I'll look. So the jerseys also have the names on them, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So
in the rafters?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think, let's just say Colton Parayko finally figures it out. Finally. And when I say figure it out, I'm talking jersey retirement. We know he's already a really good player.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
he
you
figures it
better
out.
clarify that.
Clarify that, Charlie.
I'm saying that he
That's
figures
fair.
it out to the point where we're talking Hall of Fame.
Finally becomes a good. Come on.
Listen to
That
where we're
was
going.
kind of Jimmy. That was kind of gutless.
No,
was a
We're
shot.
trying to get him on
Yeah.
a regular basis too, Charlie.
he'll come on.
That was a shot.
My point was he figures it out to the point where he's in the rafters. He's in the rafters. Right now, really good player, not in the rafters. We want him to get in the rafters. When that happens, we will petition the Blues for Colton Parayko to be the first player that his jersey goes up without his name on the back. So it's 55, so we can pretend it's for Cam.
And you want to confuse people. So they
Correct.
think that could be Cam, that could be Parayko.
Is that
It doesn't
fair?
matter.
I think Cam's done a lot for this organization.
I think you're right.
And I think it'd be worthy.
Well, first player ever to play, but whatever.
I just saw that John Lester announced his retirement. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he saw that, if he did that last night or if this is fresh this morning, but I thought folks should be aware. He was a guy that came with a reputation of being kind of a tough guy. He was really good, and I admire guys who were like kind of transparent with what they're going through. He said, "I can't come inside with a fastball in certain situations because I don't throw 96 anymore." So he had to reinvent himself and rely on his control, and he was really, really good for the Cardinals and gave them exactly what they needed. When they first signed him, I thought, they're kind of waving the white flag with these guys. But that they helped solidify that rotation and put them in a place where they could get through that and still be in it, and then guys got healthier. And he was really good. Same with Jay Happ. And thank you, John Lester. He was actually a decent guy to deal with.
How about this?
Made a ton of money.
His 4 wins with the Cardinals, he was 4-1, got him right to 200 wins on the dot.
Dang.
Finishing his career. And you make fun of me because I asked Matt Holliday this about 299. I promise you, John Lester feels real good.
Yeah.
That he got that last win, and he's not looking at 199. He's looking at.
Was that going to change anything though? Like, is he a Hall of Famer? I mean, not even close.
He's not going to be a Hall of Famer, but he's a really good pitcher. But still, 200, getting to 200, that's nice.
That's huge. And he came with a reputation as a guy who wasn't like necessarily media friendly. He was a decent guy. I thought he was cool. I enjoyed having him around.
Who'd you guys say that? So, going back to the jersey retirement, what I was saying was I don't think there's anybody. No one's next until they prove it. Meaning, I think the next guy that has a chance would be. Well, who do you think I would say?
Sasha Havanoff.
Remember, was he defenseman Sasha
I can never see
Havanoff?
because there was always a cloud of smoke from him smoking
darts.
cigarettes right outside the.
Who do you think I'm thinking of? Who has the biggest potential to get the current player right now to be in the rafters?
Bennington.
Of the guys
right now? Benner. It's got to be Benner, right? Benner has a better chance. If he goes out, they go to the Cup, maybe win another Cup, and he's solid, and he signs another big extension, first goalie ever. He stays here his whole career. He's the one going in the rafters next. Before
O'Reilly?
Yeah, O'Reilly hasn't been here long enough. I don't know.
No, I get that.
I would say that, I don't know. Because they're both kind of the same age.
And
Maybe O'Reilly would be up there too.
And how about Perron? He's had a couple of stints.
Yeah, but I think a goalie, you don't have a goalie up there. You know, Perron's got to get more points.
I'm a Perron guy. You know why?
Me too.
Because when he first came to the Blues, right, he had the label of kind of being a finesse guy,
Jimmy.
a little soft and everything.
Cocky.
Right? But also, he's not going to go to the hard areas, And now he plays with an edge. And he's been really good for a long time. He's one of my favorites.
He was very immature off the bat. He was 18, 19 years old. He went from point A to point B, meaning he was playing like junior B in Canada, and then started dominating and took another big step and another big step. And all of a sudden he's 18, 19 years old. He's a teenager and he's playing for the Blues. And he didn't know how to react to it. Big Walt's hitting him in the corner. He's getting pissed. He just was a little cocky. He was my roommate for a while. Poor guy. But then all of a sudden he becomes a little bit more mature. Look, when you're 18 years old, it's a big difference between 18 and 22. Big difference. And he just didn't know how to figure it out yet, playing with the big boys, making some money. He never had any controversy going to, he never had to not make a team or whatever. Everything happened pretty quick. So, but
What do you mean he was your roommate on the road?
Yeah.
You guys had roommates?
Yeah. Yeah,
The
man.
Blues had roommates?
Yeah, we had roommates. You had to play 600 games to get your own room back in the day before the 12 lockout. Now, after 12 lockout, you have your own room if you're not in your entry level contract, which makes sense. How stupid is that, by the way? Veering off, is that you're a professional athlete, you're making $10 million a year. Some of these guys, but you don't have 600 games, and you have to room. You have to have a roommate making $10 million.
Just seems like it's really cheap because you're counterproductive, right?
I used to tell Caruso, "Give me my own room," and then he'd give me my own room or whatever. Like if you wanted your own room, you could do it, but it's going to cost you money. But it's like I have to have these guys are making literally $10 million and they don't have 600 games and they're rooming with another grown man. Meanwhile, at their home, they have a 20,000 square foot house.
Yeah.
It's like, what are we doing?
And you know who ended up with the best room on the road for the Blues?
Who?
Caruso.
Yeah, he did. Looking over the bay.
He always got.
I knew you were gonna say that.
got a suite
He did. I know he did.
because he's the guy that made the reservations.
I know.
And then there's actual players who are two in a room.
Hold on.
He
though.
wanted me to have a bunk one time. Go
In
ahead.
his defense, if Caruso was the one handling, let's say, like a Marriott account with the points, if he's making all those decisions, he's racking up the points.
Oh, he's doing.
He's got the points.
No, I know.
Those are his points. Those aren't Cam's points. And David
but that's not
Taran's
even the
points.
points because he's the guy making the reservations. Oh, you're the traveling secretary. You get the suite.
Here's the deal.
Meantime, someone like Cam is
I'm
in
bunking up.
Is in a garbage
Yes.
dumpster.
Now listen,
cod.
if Caruso's listening, because on this show we also want decision makers. We want Tom Stillman. We want Chief. We want Army.
We want Army.
And because Caruso helps facilitate a lot of that, I'm all for him having a suite on the road. Okay, because when you make the schedule, you want a nice spread and a desk, right, to be able to make the schedule for the rooms.
And again, Caruso has been there. He doesn't age, by the way. Looks the exact same.
That's true.
I'll give you a compliment, Mikey.
That's true.
He's been there since like the early 90s, dude.
But you know how I've gotten sideways with him over the years?
Why? What do you do to you?
Well, because I've been around there, and I remember when he was the guy that put the names on the seats and everything. And next thing you know, he's like number 2 or number 3 in charge. I call him an inexplicable executive. Like, how did he get there? The inexplicable. And you remember, too, another thing that I did, which I regret. So if he's listening, I regret.
He is.
But they were, like, promoting this, like, sandwich, Big Bluey, that they were selling. Like, this giant sandwich that they were selling at games. And I had told John Davidson, who was the bigwig at the time,
Big JD,
that he could trim salaries by, instead of having Caruso at these meetings, because he wouldn't bring anything to the table, just put a Big Bluey sandwich in his place, and you'll get the same return. And because of that, I've gotten sideways with Caruso.
Yeah, that would do it.
Really sideways or fake sideways?
I think it's fake sideways, but he enjoys making sure I don't get my way with certain things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.